FCM's initiative for increasing women's participation. As you know, we have a standing committee on it, and I'm pleased that I chair it. And our latest project is to get to 30% through a program which will teach campaign schools right across the country, particularly as municipal elections are coming up, and is funded by Status of Women. The money was given to us last year. We're just rolling it out now, and we're starting in British Columbia in June and July, and perhaps early fall, and then we're moving over to New Brunswick. But there are other places within our stops where by next year we're hoping to have finished 20 such workshops, and we're setting up webinars, which I think is one way of connecting women from coast to coast to coast. 30% is what the United Nations says is the target number for gender balance at a table, so that you can hear what the other gender says, and you can begin to address their issues. So because women are generally not at the table, our target is to, by 2026, to increase to 30%, so that we do have a voice at every table of every municipality in Canada from coast to coast to coast. So we've been quite behind in the past, and we're moving towards that. And when we first started this project, we were at 2,000 women would be needed to get to 30%, just so people have a sense of what that would look like. And now we're at 1,400. So I think we're doing much better, but we need to hold those gains, and we need to make sure that we make more over the next 4 years. Well, I think the first thing is just getting young women to think about this as an option or a career. I think that women generally didn't consider this to be a place they wanted to be. They saw it as the boys' network and the boys' club. They also saw it as the boys' sandbox, and they didn't like the combative way in which municipal governments or any orders of government behaved. But it is easier in a party system to be able to, for a party to target a certain number of women in winnable ridings, but it also is a situation that is much more grassroots when you're talking about municipal councils. But since we think we're the order of government that is closest to the people, when you're talking about things like libraries and recreation and health, public health, we think that it's really important to have women at those tables to make sure that women's issues and family and children's issues are addressed. We have a regional champions program which encourages a woman councillor, or even a man councillor if we don't have one, or another volunteer to really start up a program that educates particularly young women, that looks at mentoring and starts to give women the networks that are necessary. We have a toolkit that women can get on the web and see that will allow you to put your name on the ballot, but really you need networks in order to win at that. And so what we're encouraging people to do at the local level is to participate through these workshops, these candidate campaign workshops, to make sure that you have the skills and all of the pieces to run a good campaign. But more importantly, if you are a member of council, to begin to mentor both young women and older women who are getting ready to come onto your agency boards and commissions, take active roles within their neighborhoods or their area, and most importantly, to get the name on and to get elected, which is really what we're really trying to do. You can contact either Jennifer Mowbray at FCM, or you can go to our website at fcm.ca, and you can log on and get involved in our discussions. And finally, I think that if you are not a member of council, if you know members of council, and that your council doesn't reflect your population, I'd encourage you to nudge some of them and say, this is a great initiative. We've already, after all, got 400 more women elected. But you know, we're at one of the lowest in the world, and so at 25%, we've got to have a bigger push. And so I would be encouraging everybody to say this is important for our daughters, this is important for our granddaughters. They need to have a place at the table, and we need to make sure that we've made a place for them.